My name is Geens, and I'm a Belgian writer-director. Basically, I came to the UK in '93, and then I've just been doing advertising, being a creative in advertising, and then started making lots of short films. And then through making short films, I basically started to sort of get into bigger schemes and all that stuff, and try and apply for it for bigger schemes. So basically, as people just said, okay, your film is good, I started making other films. So you sort of get pushed on by other people because they just keep saying, oh, it's quite interesting, blah, 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 keep doing it. And then so the thing just sort of grew bigger and bigger. Got first money for a short film in Belgium called Compassion. Before, I had done some other films with sort of production companies I was affiliated with through advertising, who represented me for commercials and all that stuff. But the one Compassion in Belgium was actually the first one where I got real proper money from a commission. And after that was You're the Stranger Here, which was with the BFI, well, then UK Film Council and Film 4 through the Cinema Extreme scheme. And then, I mean, things just kind of, they sort of snowball, they become bigger and bigger. Through You're the Stranger Here, I met ZORANA. With ZORANA, I did a new project. Actually, at the same time as You're the Stranger Here, I also was commissioned the same year a first feature film, a TV film I did for Arte in Belgium and for the whole Arte European sort of network. And then me and ZORANA decided, okay, let's try something in the UK, and we did put in Couple in a Hole in 2009, and we stood on set in 2014, so make the calculation yourself. It was 5 years of writing and losing lots of hair. Well, no, not really. I guess greying hair and all that. And then you get it made, and now you're on to the next one. A Couple in a Hole is about a middle-class Scottish couple. It wasn't meant to be a Scottish couple in the first instance, but it's a British couple, basically, but turned out to be a Scottish couple purely through the casting. So it's a story of a middle-class Scottish couple that live like sort of savages in a hole in the middle of a forest in France. And at first you just follow them and just see how they survive, and through very sort of little bits of information put in through the film, throughout the story you sort of get little bits of information, and then you sort of find out why they got there and eventually how they get out, basically. Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to... It's very easy to sort of spoil the film because, I mean, it's kind of film dealing with grief and how people basically, how relationships survive or not survive under the enormous pressure of it, basically. I was always going to use a composer that I've been using for my short films, but then I sort of got involved with people who publishers, music publishers, who commissioned some music for me, gave music for free for a commercial I did for Terence Higgins Trust to use promote people, to use promotion of condom use, basically. And I was able to use a track of one of the publishers represented that artist, and I was able to use that artist. And they kept in contact with me and kept sending me stuff, and I kept saying, no, I've got a composer, blah, blah, blah. And then they sent me Beak, and I just sort of gave up. I said, okay, I'll listen to it, blah, blah, blah. And then, wow, it's like, I listened to it, and it was like, the whole philosophy behind Couple in a Hole for me is very much about creating dynamics from things that jar. So in the editing, in the writing, in the look, and then also in the music. I felt there was something about that music that would that would be totally unexpected for something that is set in beautiful nature, that where you might have expected some more of a sort of very classical approach, more like a beautiful piece of Bach or something. But this was really constantly fighting with it, so it sort of became really obvious after a while, and also then getting in touch with Jeff Barrow, whose project it is, Beak. So Jeff Barrow from Portishead is also part of Beak, and it was very easy to work with. I mean, he got it instantly, and funnily enough, all the sounds they were working with and experimenting with are very much. Lots of the titles were actually places in nature around Bristol. So I don't know. He lives also in the middle of a big forest somewhere. So I mean, a lot of the inspiration for that music comes from nature.